Good morning and welcome back to BCHS Today on this Friday, April 20th, 2018. I'm Brennan Crane. First today on your announcements, this is a reminder that senior most likely shirt orders are due today to the senior class officers. Seniors who want their pictures included in the video shown at the senior breakfast should email 3 digital pictures to Erica Clardy at eclardy99@gmail.com by next Monday, April 24th. These videos can be purchased for $5. The BCHS Greenhouse is currently having a sale Monday through Friday of each week from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. through the remainder of the school year. Please contact the BCHS Agricultural Department at 270-651-2627 for more information. The greenhouse is located behind the school. Barren County High School has recently placed what they're calling care boxes around the school. This idea was inspired by one student here at BCHS who saw a need for them.
I am the president of the sophomore class for student council, and one day we had a student council meeting and Mr. Johnson brought up the problem that there were lots of students in our school that were in need, and it's difficult to get to them because you don't know. And he said for us to come up with ideas about how we could help. And so a couple weeks later I emailed him and suggested an anonymous tip box, and then ever since then we've been working together to produce that, and this is the result.
And Ashley had the idea. She said some kids may be shy about coming forward verbally and visiting with an administrator or teacher, and it's like a suggestion box, but it's a care box, so we hope that students will start using them.
I think the main goal of this tip box in particular is that students can leave anonymous notes either about themselves or about other students that they're worried about, and they don't have to worry about being judged or being embarrassed or anything like that, and they can get the help that they need or get the help to those who need it without having to make a big spectacle about it.
It can be anonymous, or a person can include their own name. It could even be something about themselves. I'm really concerned about, I don't have money for Christmas, you know, and that's embarrassing to say to somebody, but maybe people will be forthcoming if they can just do it on a slip of paper. We care about students. I hope they know that we want to know what students need, whether it be financial or emotional or a safety issue. I worry about this person bringing harm to others. We want them to know that I'll stop my day, whatever I have going on, to try to help a student if a student needs help.
You can find several care boxes around BCHS. Locations include the main hallway, the science hallway, positioned in the area going into the auditorium, the English hallway, and the Trojan Academy. Perhaps you're interested in art. The BCHS Student Art Show will be held next Tuesday afternoon from 4 to 6 p.m. The displays will be located in the BCHS Art Room. Please enter the school through the door closest to the auditorium loading dock. Signs will be posted inside of the school to direct guests. Students can be involved in 2 award-winning programs here at BCHS. Being in the BCHS Marching Band allows students to be a part of the Color Guard program as well. Training sessions for Color Guard will begin next Thursday, April 26th, after school, and will continue each week on Thursdays until the school year is over. The BCHS Band also received straight distinguished ratings at the KMEA Large Ensemble Assessment last week. For those attending prom, an after-prom party will be held in the BCHS gym from 11 p.m. until 2 a.m. tomorrow evening. There will be a DJ, karaoke, games, food, and numerous cash prizes available to guests. The BCHS Beta Club will host an all-you-can-eat pancake breakfast at the Glasgow Applebee's next Saturday morning, April 28th. This will be held from 8 until 10 a.m. Tickets are $5 and will include unlimited pancakes, bacon, and drinks. Tickets can be purchased at the door or in advance by contacting a Beta sponsor. The event will help raise money for the club's upcoming trip to the National Convention held in June. If you would like to be a member of the BCHS broadcasting team next year, you can sign up in the studio at the top of the gym or get a sign-up sheet from an officer. The Trojan Times is likewise recruiting people for next school year. Writers and broadcasters are welcome. Let's see what the Trojan Times has to say. Hello, I'm Brennan Crane, the editor of the Trojan Times, and I'd just like to briefly describe to you a little bit about what the Trojan Times is and what we've done so far this year. So, incorporating new things into the BMN project as a whole, we've had to integrate a website, for instance, to help us get to the community, to get out a little bit more, and we've had a lot of positive outcomes with that. So if you are a part of this organization, then you become a part of the inside scoop. You get behind the scenes of the school. Any sort of advantage you have is because you are the press, is because that you are a part of the Trojan Times. I will be the editor this next year as well, and my job is to help your writing, to help construct anything that you have questions about, and I'll be happy to do that. So if you're interested, please let us know. We'd love to have you. What made you want to come into this? Just because you liked English, or do you like news? What is it?
I mean, a mixture of both. I mean, I'm interested in writing, and this is a way for me to, utilize my talents, I guess, in a school setting.
I really think it's my freedom to do what I want with my stories, so if something interests me or something that I'm really passionate about, I have a lot of freedom to pursue that.
A lot of my classes are very scientific and no creativity is involved, so it's really good to just come to newspaper and be able to write about whatever I want.
It's helped me to become a better writer. I've expanded on different types of writing. I've done columns and opinion pieces, which is something I haven't done much of in the past, and I'm published now, so that'll be good to put on scholarships and stuff.
Trojan Times, you have a bigger aspect for the sports writing, more than just reporting the scores or what happened during the game. You get a feel, because you're a high schooler and you're talking about high school students, of the more personal aspect of sports, and you get to talk about what it's like to play the game and what it's like to experience whatever type of sport it may be.
What is your favorite thing to write?
I generally like writing fiction, and I've written a few short stories for the paper, but journalism is also really, journalistic writing is kind of fun too. So.
For me, satire is it can be a lot of different things, but when I write satires, I like to kind of just take an aspect of something that makes me kind of angry and then make a joke about it, and that's just kind of what I do when I write satires, and I really enjoy doing it.
We have plenty of opportunities from photography. You get into all the games, you can watch and experience the games, and you have direct access to all players because they all go to school here.
Sports positions are also available for video, photography, and writing as well. Lastly today, students will be given the opportunity to view a performance of the school musical Les Mis. The performance will be offered next Friday morning for students who pay $5 and are in good academic standing. Tickets can be purchased in the BCHS office for the student performance and later show dates next weekend. In the meantime, here's a sneak preview of the actors and their performance.
Well, I guess when it comes to Les Mis, first things to know is that it's France in around 1800s during the French Revolution. French Revolution is really big because of the majority of it really talks about it and speaks of it, and that's half the cast. Half the cast is about revolution. Actually, two of the people are revolutionaries, but it's really centered around this guy who's experiencing it all, and in terms of his story.
Well, they're extremely talented, for one. A lot of leadership on the stage that I've noticed. The stage really, it's not just about the performance, it's really more about what the students are learning as they're involved with the production, because it really does prepare you for life. There are things that happen on stage that during a performance that maybe did not happen during rehearsal, and so they have to learn to adjust and adapt to one another, whether it's stumbling over a line or forgetting an entrance. They have to learn really just to rely on each other.
Well, me and 3 other people have taken up the role of being a leadership quality, so we take all the sets and we paint them and we make make sure they're safe enough for them to get on them and actually perform on them. And so we come on spring break and we paint them, and we just do a lot of work on making sure everything's right for it to have a good production.
Jean Valjean is first he's the protagonist of this all. He's the guy that the play follows around, shows his life. He just got out of prison, he's on parole, and he breaks parole because he gets his Christian faith. And with that, you see him go through many things. You see him go through being a mayor, and then going through the revolution, becoming a parent, and a lot of other things that he goes through until, his demise.
I am Cosette. She is I think she's late teens, kind of maybe 17 or 18 years old. And she is the adoptive daughter of the main character, Jean Valjean. And throughout the musical, you can kind of see her grow up from a small child, 8 or 9, to her age at the end of the musical. So you kind of get to attach to her and see her journey.
Well, I think it's very important, as with any athletic organization that we have here, that when you have student support, and we always have such a great student section at the ball games, it's the same thing with school day performances. I think the students here at Barren County should see the talent level that we have here, and to see their craft and their art, just like a basketball game or a softball game, for those students.
Will you join in our crusade? Who will be strong and stand with me? Beyond the barricade, is there a world you long to see? Then join in the fight that will give you the right to be free. Do you hear the people singing the song of angry men? It is the music of a people who will not be slaves again. When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drums, there is a life about to start when tomorrow comes. Will you join in our crusade? Beyond the barricade, is there a world you long to see? Join in the fight that will give you the right to be free. Do you hear the people singing the song of angry men? It is the music of the people who will not be slaves again. When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drums, there is a life about to start when tomorrow comes. To the barricade!
This wraps up another episode of BCHS Today. This has been Brennan Crane with the Trojan Times. Have a safe and wonderful prom weekend.
This has been a BCHS Live production. All rights to this broadcast are reserved to the BCHS Live program and the Burgundy Media Network. To rewatch this broadcast, log on to youtube.com/BCHS Live to watch this and every broadcast from BCHS Live. To keep up with what's going on at BCHS and to check in on all other media programs here at Barren County High, go to barronschools.com/BMN and find out more. That's all we have for now. This is BCHS Live.